Welcome, everyone. We are excited to take this first step of building in Paso Robles together. My name is Michael. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator at Habitat for Humanity for San Luis Obispo County. Also joining me is Nick, our CEO.
Hi, we are so happy to finally be here, and this orientation is crucial to beginning home ownership with Habitat. We are Habitat for Humanity for San Luis Obispo County, a nonprofit housing organization that empowers individuals to develop lasting legacies while strengthening our community.
In this orientation, we will be covering some of the history of Habitat for Humanity SLO, the new homes coming soon to Paso, and mainly the process and requirements for applying. This will also include what partnership with Habitat looks like, what to expect as a homeowner, and the timeline for applications and building. We will be compiling a Q&A that will be available on our website in the coming weeks. We'd like to start by setting some expectations. There are many benefits of homeownership, but at Habitat, we focus on building strength by helping homeowners stand on their own. We build stability by removing the barriers to opportunity, health, and success. And Habitat homeowners have self-reliance because with an affordable mortgage, you can save, invest in education, and build your own financial stability.
These do not come without challenges, however. We have to acknowledge that living in a Habitat home takes commitment. You will hear terms like deed restriction, which means that they cannot be resold like traditional real estate. An applicant should commit to living in their home for 30+ years. Building with Habitat takes effort. Each applicant will put in 250 hours of work towards the construction of their home. And lastly, building with Habitat takes time. While we are already beginning the steps toward construction, these homes may not be ready to move into for 2 to 3 years. This timeline may come as a shock, but we want to be honest and realistic with you in this process. The last 2 years have created a situation where building materials and supply chains are in constant flux, which further extends the timeline for construction. With that in mind, applicants must be in a position to wait through this process and also must be able to maintain their credit and income levels needed to qualify now and upon completion of the homes. Before we get into more detail about the project and process, we want to share with you what we're about and why we're here. Our mission is simple. Seeking to put God's love into action, Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. Our local vision is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. And Habitat for Humanity International seeks to eliminate poverty and homelessness from the world and to make decent shelter a matter of conscience and action. Habitat has built over 500,000 houses around the world, providing 2.5 million people with safe, decent, and affordable shelter. Locally, we have been in SLO County for over 20 years. In 1998, we acquired our very first property in Paso Robles. To date, Habitat for Humanity for San Luis Obispo County has built 17 homes. This includes 1 in Cambria, 4 in Atascadero, 3 in Paso Robles, 4 in Grover Beach, and 5 in San Luis Obispo. Habitat SLO offers an affordable home ownership program that serves low-income families and individuals. We carefully select home buyers for each house we build. Selection is non-discriminatory. Race, color, ethnic origin, gender identity, religion, sex, and family composition are not factors.
And at Habitat for Humanity SLOCO, we realized that in order to create deeper community impact, we must go beyond the sidewalks of our homes. That's why in 2011, we signed a pledge to join Habitat for Humanity's international initiative, whose purpose is to foster long-term change for destabilized neighborhoods. Our home preservation program helps keep people in their homes through repair services such as painting, landscaping, weatherization, and other minor repairs. And to support our efforts locally, we also operate restores in San Luis Obispo and another coming soon in Paso Robles. These are nonprofit home improvement and donation centers that sell new and gently used furniture, appliances, and building materials to the public at a fraction of the retail price. All income from these stores enable us to do projects just like this. There will be 9 individual homes coming soon to this new site, each with 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, and will be approximately 1,100 square feet without a garage. They will be built using green building standards with all electric, energy efficient appliances and solar panels. In addition, Habitat will own and maintain all common areas, including the resident parking. The site address will be 2811 Vine Street in Paso Robles. However, each home will have an individual address. They will be located about a half a mile from both Georgia Brown Elementary and the middle school. It is 1.5 miles from downtown Paso and 10 minutes from Paso High. The timeline for our applications will officially open Monday, January 24th, and will be accepted until February 28th. Once applications close, there will be 15 days for follow-up documentation. Applicants should expect the selection and approval process to take approximately 90 days. These applications are different from traditional mortgages because the loans will be partially funded through USDA and HUD, allowing them to be low interest and income dependent. These benefits come with firm qualification criteria. All borrowers must be US citizens or permanent residents. All borrowers must live in the home, meaning the relative or friend is not able to co-sign unless they will be living with you through the life of the loan. And applicants must meet both USDA and HUD financial requirements. These financial requirements are gross income for all applications must be a minimum of $48,500. Maximum income limits are determined by household size. $77,600 for 1 to 4 person households and $102,450 for 5 or more person households.
One major requirement is the ability to pay. This means that debt must not be excessive. No current collections, no liens, judgments, or bankruptcy within the last 3 years, and a consistent payment history for all rent and monthly bills.
A unique aspect of Habitat homeowner application is the way that we include housing need in our selection process. What this means is that beyond income and ability to pay, we encourage applicants that are currently living in difficult situations and would most benefit from stable, safe, affordable housing. So what is housing need? We'll be looking for applicants in challenging living situations such as overcrowded or unsafe conditions. We also recognize that California and the Central Coast specifically are expensive places to live. And people spending more than 30% of their income on housing are considered to be cost burdened. This can lead to housing instability, which looks like frequently relocation or reliance on community support. These financial challenges can make applying for homeownership seem out of reach because they frequently go hand in hand with lower credit scores and overwhelming debt.
We want to emphasize that these mortgage payments will be based on income, meaning applicants that are within the qualification range will have payments locked at 30% of their current income. Again, this benefit comes with the limitation that these homes will not grow in equity like traditional real estate. Because they are income and deed restricted, they cannot be resold for a profit.
As we said at the beginning, the benefit of long-term financial stability requires a commitment between you and Habitat, making willingness to partner a necessary component of the entire application, selection, and homeownership process. So what does this look like? At a minimum, each applicant is required to contribute 250 hours of work towards the construction of their home. We call this sweat equity, and it is an important aspect of Habitat's home building model. We will be using professional contractors for the construction, as well as teams of volunteers to help with the hours, of physical labor needed to make these projects happen. As many homeowner habitat volunteers will tell you, there are no small or unimportant tasks on the construction site. And there's something incredibly rewarding about doing this work with a huge team of dedicated people coming together to support their community.
If there are limitations that might prohibit someone from working directly on a construction site, we will work to ensure that they are able to contribute the required sweat equity hours. Habitat understands that a home is a far-reaching investment. A home is a strong foundation on which the families who partner with us can grow and thrive. Homeowners are expected to be positive ambassadors for Habitat SLO, complete sweat equity hours, accept the home location where we are building, and attend all required meetings.
Habitat also provides educational resources to assist families with budgeting and the financial planning that is necessary to be a successful homeowner. Each selected applicant is required to complete these courses, but anyone interested in preparing themselves is also encouraged to do so. These required courses are facilitated through People Self-Help Housing at the link below, and the cost is $99 per applicant.
It might seem obvious that all homes require ongoing maintenance, but planning for these eventual costs must be a top priority. Because of this, we want to make sure that every homeowner is prepared for this substantial responsibility. Mortgage payments will be based on family size, credit score, and income. Payments will never exceed 30% of your monthly income and will also include property taxes and insurance.
Let's review our timeline again. The application process will begin Monday, January 24th, and final submissions are due February 28th. Once the application window closes, you will have until March 15th to submit any additional documentation that we might request. Qualified applicants will be interviewed virtually and in person. The in-person visit will likely include an interview conducted at their current residence to better understand their housing need. Applicants should expect the selection and approval process to take approximately 90 days. To begin this process, download our checklist, and starting January 24th, you can review our application and the checklist from our website, begin collecting documentation on your income and debt. Once a completed application is submitted, we will run a preliminary credit check to ensure that you will qualify before we proceed. That's it for our presentation. Please review our Q&A and contact us with any additional questions you may have.